You know, OnlyFans is proof that women are totally okay with being as long as they get paid for it.
A lot of women today lack self-accountability. As a man, here's some advice on what to do about that. You may meet a woman that blames everyone but herself. She gets defensive when corrected, and she makes excuses instead of attempting to change. Listen, you're not going to fix this by arguing or complaining, and you'll definitely lose respect by tolerating it. Show what's right, speak clearly, set standards and boundaries. And if she doesn't learn to respect that, then walk away. Don't chase peace in a storm she refuses to calm. Lead, and do not babysit dysfunction.
If you're not draining your man's nuts first thing in the morning, you absolutely should. First of all, that is a high protein breakfast. Like, you are getting the best natural source of protein you can ask for. So girl, get ready to just bounce on with your day with everything you need. And secondly, he is going to go to work more energized, happy. Like, the amount of work he's going to get done is insane. So he's going to either get a promotion or just make more money if he already runs his own business. He's going to come home happy and fulfilled, and that, my friend, is a happy relationship.
Ladies, y'all gotta stop turning into a private investigator when they're cheap, but you don't turn into a private investigator when he's not happy. Facts.
Exactly.
That is facts.
Find out why.
Y'all dig when he cheating, but you don't dig to see what you could do to make him happy.
I said it to my sons when I was raising them, you will lose a lot more money chasing women than you will lose women chasing money. If you chase money, if you chase excellence, and that's not to say that women are gold diggers, what it is women are drawn to security, stability, and women very often find it very appealing when a man has will, a man of will who wants to work hard. It's like John Steinbeck said, I don't love work. No sane person loves work, but I love what's in the work, which is the opportunity to figure out who you are.
You don't ask anymore, not for a kiss, not for affection, not for her attention. Because when you do, she makes you feel guilty for wanting it. So you wait, you hope she notices, you try to be good, helpful, easy to love, but the silence still stings. I mean, she trained you not to need her. She trained you not to ask. So how long are you going to act like you don't need anything just to survive her? DM me or hit the link in my bio. There is a difference between peace and being punished for having needs.
Women bring nothing to the table nowadays and still expect to be treated like a queen and like a princess and like she deserves the world and the man is just supposed to be there and provide everything for her. Wake up. If you really believe that you deserve all of this, you need to provide more than just your body and your looks and the fakeness that you have going on around there. You need to actually start providing value for that man, especially if you want to get a good man. You are never going to find a good man to take care of you if you provide nothing but your arrogance, your ego, and your looks, because that is not enough anymore for men nowadays.
Excuse me, you just come over here and park? There's things that gotta be done in the house. Like, let's go. You gotta take care of the kids, change your son's diaper, give him a bottle. Get up, now. Get up right now. Laying your head there like you don't have no sense. Let's go.
Sit in the car. Sit in the car. Sit back. Now picture you having a very hard day at work and you're paying all the bills and you have a headache, right? Picture me coming home doing this to you. Yo, what are you doing? You no time to relax and get in the house. You gotta go wash the dishes and change your son's diaper. Get up. No, get up.
I just got here. Give me like 5 minutes.
Okay, then you want 5 minutes, right? Okay, then that's what I'm saying. Give me 5 minutes to wind down. You ain't gotta put the pressure on me. Ask her what I'm doing. Ask if I'm okay. Ask how was my day. Give me a kiss. Give me a hug. Sometimes that will make me feel better. You know what I'm going through. You can't come aggressive, being rough to me and think that, yes, I should run in the house and go clean and change diapers and stuff like that. Sometimes I need to breathe and relax. Be there for me. Let's try this again.
Hi, babe. We've been waiting for you. You okay? You look tired?
I'm stressed out, babe.
Why?
I got a layoff today from my job.
That's okay.
It's not okay because I have to pay the bills and I've been thinking about all
I'll
the bills.
work. I'll pay whatever I can, and then when you find a job, then that's it, babe. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's fine. Seriously. We have each other. I love you, babe. Love you so much.
So for my ladies, I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. I'm sorry, but it needs to be said so that y'all can know and y'all can stop being misled. As a female, you just to a bunch of yeah.
Well, I can't say that. They definitely not going to want to hear that.
Who benefits more in marriage, man or woman?
I think there's no benefit for a man, unfortunately, in the Western way of marriage. I think it's so sickening that, you know, we have this agreement that women, when they divorce a man, they can just leave with a lot of his money or expect alimony for the rest of their life. And one of the things I always ask women is, are you going to have sex with him after you divorce for the rest of your life? And she's like, why would I do that? I was like, then why do you expect payment for the rest of your life? It's so strange that they want the perks and the lifestyle of the one that they attained from jumping on the back of their husband after the divorce, yet they wouldn't give anything after the divorce. They don't even give a lot of that during the marriage, let alone after.
With all due respect, if the men of God could come to the front, please, where are you guys? Because all of my friends are single, hot, and they love Jesus. So if you guys could maybe come out from the rock that you guys are living under, that'd be amazing. Because my friends are looking to become wives and mothers in this economy. So love you guys. Come on out.
But they're not living under a rock, though. They're men of God. They're at church. Y'all just think that they're ugly because they're not tall enough. Y'all think that they're ugly because they don't look like Brad Pitt. Because once you get to talking to them, they make about 70K, but they don't make 100K. They look good, but, oh man, you don't really have a six pack. Oh, I'm looking to be, unfortunately for y'all think y'all run stuff. So even in the small groups, y'all thinking, oh, we're going to be the director of the kids ministry or the youth ministry. I'm looking to go up in the church, and really you cloak it as I have a passion for God, but you really have a passion for power. And of course, at that point in time, if the pastor and the pastor's wife don't say anything about y'all being in leadership, y'all will move churches until you find one. And then you're going to drag your man along. That man don't even know what's going on half the time. He's just there for a photo op just because you said to come. And all of a sudden he's having to take a bunch of pictures, you posting it on your, oh, living for God, oh, really loving life, doing life with this man, oh, love my life, love my friends and all this. Y'all not really going to church to be in church. Y'all going to church just to, well, he going to church to support you. He don't really know what's going on. You going to church because you trying to elevate your status. Oh, young couple, power couple, look at us. We're the couple that looks so good. We dress well. They've got the nice car, but we're so humble. Stop it.
Do you think it's okay that men cheat on their wives with you?
100%.
Why?
Because women are lazy. If you ask the average person when's the last time your wife went down on him, they're going to say it's ages ago. The other thing with women, they want women rights and they want things equal, but then they're the ones that want the bills to be paid for. They expect their guy to go and earn more money than them. Then they also want that guy to come home, clean the house, look after the kids. So it's like you can't expect someone to do all of that and then you're not even going to do the bare minimum, which is go down on them. So when they're not doing that, I offer it free.
But do you think that's okay?
Well, yeah, it's a service they deserve.
So do you think that you're saving marriages by sucking box?
Yeah, because then they're not having like an affair, like an emotional connection with someone.
Well, it is an affair though, isn't it, really? Would you cheat in a relationship?
Possibly. These husbands are telling their wife, like, I'm not happy with how things are in the bedroom. Guarantee you those wives are just going to kick off. Like, they don't ever take any criticism well.
I like the saving marriage through adultery. I don't know why. I'm going to try that out. I'm going to ask my wife what she thinks of that.
We don't live too far from my daughter's school, and I thought it would be a good idea to walk to pick her up because she likes a little bit of rain, but now it's coming down pretty hard, and I don't think this will cover her and me. I don't think this is working, Pickle. Love you.
I'm so happy.
That is the epitome of dad life right there in that video. It is a man with nothing but love in his heart saying, I don't care if this inconveniences my life or makes my life a little bit harder. I will do whatever is needed to take care of this beautiful little child that I helped bring into the world. Share with you guys a little story real quick. I picked up my daughter one day from school when she was about 3 years old, and it's pouring down rain outside. And my daughter looks at me and goes, "Daddy, we're going to get all wet." And I said, "Don't worry, kiddo, I have an idea. Hide under my shirt." So I picked her up, held her here, and she climbed underneath my shirt. So her head is sitting right here. And I walked us to the car, and the entire time she is under my shirt, giggling herself silly. When we got to the car and I put her inside and she's nice and safe in her car seat, and I jumped in the car, she goes, "Daddy, you're all wet." And I said, "That's okay, kiddo. That's what Daddy does. I take care of you." And she's in the back and she goes, "Daddy, can we do that every time it rains?" And I looked back at her and I said, "Absolutely, kiddo. Anytime you want." We did that for like 2 years before she said, "I want an umbrella one day." And so she started carrying an umbrella. But anytime we are out, and I have my wife and my daughter with me, and it is raining, I will get the umbrella out, get my wife out, get my daughter out, hand my wife the umbrella, and my wife and daughter will walk together under the umbrella while I walk by myself. Do I care for a second that I get wet? No, because I watch my wife and daughter walk together under the umbrella, nice and warm and dry, and I think to myself, how lucky am I to have them? And this moment is so adorable, seeing them walk under the umbrella together. I don't care that I'm getting wet. I just know that the simple act of me taking care of them, they know that I love them because of that, and they're nice and safe and dry because I did that. I know there's plenty of people out there that don't want kids. I get that. I understand that. Live your life however you want that makes you happy. I'm just going to tell you that as a dad, there's nothing better than dad life. I love it. That's all I have to say. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like and share this video. Dedicated F Dad. Out.
This is a message to all my sisters who are naturally a lot more aggressive and loud, just as myself was for majority of my life. I wish someone would have told me this sooner, so please take this to heart. You naturally being this way is not an excuse for you to not live up to the calling that God has given every single woman, which is to be meek, quiet, and gentle. Using the excuse that is simply your personality is nothing but a scapegoat. It shows a lack in trust in God. It shows a lack of self-control, which is the foundation of the fruit of the Spirit, and it shows a lack of maturity. I want to encourage you that just because you are born a certain way or have a higher inclination to behave a certain way doesn't mean that you can't change from that. So to my sisters who naturally struggle with this, like myself, I encourage you to just relax. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Make the effort to speak quieter, to listen more than you speak, and just overall be intentional with moving more with grace rather than aggression. You'll notice over time that the aggression and anger and loudness that we thought was uniquely us actually was rooted from a lot of trauma. It was rooted in insecurity and lack in trust in God. Now is the time where you no longer use your personality as an excuse to not become the woman that God is calling you to be.
Just about to say that you have people in the world telling these women to continue hollering and screaming and keeping up strife in their home. And that's just the way you are. Your man needs to accept you because of that. No, he doesn't. You need to stop doing that. Your kids and your husband are going to have a chaotic life.
Oh, you want to know how much you like him? Cook for him. Cook for him and see what you decide to make, because I decided to make hand-breaded chicken tenderloins that I baked so it's healthier, gluten-free pasta and broccoli. I don't think I've ever made a meal this good for myself. And I mean, look at that chicken. It's so good. And I even made extra portions so we could have lunch tomorrow. I'm cooked.
And I'm not trying to be negative, but I do think that this is her patting herself on the back. This is her saying, "Oh, I like my man so much," which is great, but look at what I did. Oh, you don't love him like I love him. I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way it's kind of coming off to me. I hope I'm tripping.
Yeah, what you doing? Get in the car.
So you're not gonna open the door?
Ain't nothing wrong with your hands.
gosh. You tripping.
Whatever.
Look at it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
All on one check? Yes.
No, separate checks, please.
Separate.
Yeah, what's up?
You're not gonna pay for my drink.
Shit, we ain't dating. We friends.
Okay, you can't pay for our friend's drink.
It's a woman's world, right? You can pay for mine, right?
No,
Okay.
I'm not paying for yours.
Separate check,
Like, what is
please.
wrong with you?
Nothing. Whatever. Hey, y'all take Apple Pay? Yes.
You being funny.
No. I'm paying for my own.
Yeah, I want you to taste this new tequila.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it hit. It really
Okay.
hit. Right.
All right, hold on for a minute.
Wow.
Oh, hey, what's up, shorty? Yeah. Right now? Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm just hanging with my friend. No, it's nothing. Yeah, I'm on my way right now. Yeah. Hey, so I'm gonna try that tequila later on. I got this.
Later.
I wanted to meet.
The apartment right there.
Okay, I got a date.
Okay, well, I want to go. Let's go.
You want to go on a date with my date?
There's no way you got a date. Y'all probably thinking it ain't no date.
Whatever. You'll take me with you on your date?
I will, and I will.
You're being weird. No, just send me some tequila. Stop tripping.
No, you tripping.
By the way, here's the cheat code. When you have a humble female partner in a heterosexual relationship who's like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for like the fact that you want to get her the Hermes bag.
Oh yeah,
because she's not an ungrateful bitch.
You're gonna give her
right,
4
you
times.
Because you just are like, look at this, you know. Here, look what else I can do.
That
Like,
is the fuel.
I mean, you could be a CEO or a garbage man. You could be 20 or you could be 80. Any heterosexual male, if you go, I can't open this jar, can you help me? We all go, yes, I certainly can. And open the jar, and we feel like $1 million. You know why? Because we love that we can do that. So I don't know why anybody didn't figure that cheat code out. Like, the more entitled you act, the more you act like, well, I helped you build this is our money. The more you do that shit,
The tighter we get.
the more that I'm like, you know what? Take your half. See ya. I'll make more.
And I'm not trying to be negative, but I do think that this is her patting herself on the back. This is her saying, oh, I like my man so much, which is great, but look at what I did. Oh, you don't love him like I love him. I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way it's kind of coming off to me. I hope I'm tripping.
I found the perfect man. He's wonderful. He's emotionally available. He makes me feel safe. He provides for me. But 3 years later, I get divorced because I settled. I'm bored. There's something better out there. Tell me how crazy that is. If you ever have that small inkling of a thought, don't ever get married, because you will ruin that man's life because you got bored. Do you understand how painful that is to not feel good enough because there might be somebody better out there, that you're the person that she settled for? Now what's going to happen? It's going to be a repeating cycle. She's going to find another man who's wonderful and great, get married to him, and then 2 or 3 years later she's going to get bored again and wants to see if there's something else out there. She's never satisfied. You need to heal what's ever inside of you before you decide to marry another man. If you decide randomly in this journey of your life where you're like, well, maybe I don't really feel like I need to be a wife, then don't get married. If you have this thought process, stop ruining men's lives. Because believe it or not, men have emotions, men have feelings. And if this man is not abusive, he is a provider, he's wonderful, he's emotionally available, he is all of the wonderful things, and you're just bored and you're just not feeling like being a wife, you are the problem.
The most toxic expectation women have of men, expecting him to relate to feelings the way a woman does. Men have a completely different relationship to feelings than women. They don't trust feelings. They trust facts. It's not how men operate. For a man, it's more about what he values, what he stands for, what facts he trusts. So instead of asking a man how he feels about something, Ask him what he thinks. You can learn a lot more about a man if you ask what he thinks rather than what he feels, because he can relate to that word, thinks.
The first thing that women will do when they find a guy on the internet from a dating app is we will go straight to that LinkedIn. Got to find out where you work, what university you went to, are you recommended by your old bosses? Like, this is the closest thing you're going to get to a dating resume for a man. And then I look at his most recent employer. And it doesn't strike me as odd at first when I see it, because it says director of blah, blah, blah at CEC Entertainment. And I go, oh, we both work in entertainment. How cool. Soulmate. So I Google CEC Entertainment. And there in bold letters is the name of his boss, the big cheese himself, Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment. I do not date a grown man who works for Charles E. Cheddar.
I have two things to say about this. Number one, I don't think a lot of women realize how disappointing it is for men to hear stories like this. Because in this particular instance, this woman is talking about her dating mindset, which is very much focused on a list of his qualifications. It's all about what he can bring to the table and nothing about him as a person. In today's world, most men feel like the love that they receive is based on what they can provide, right? It's only conditional. Hearing stories like this, hearing a woman's mindset when it comes to dating, it only reinforces that. The second thing I want to say is that this is the type of woman that will remain single for a very, very long time. Because that man, he might make more than 90% of men out there. But she disqualifies him based on her own assumptions, which I think is her problem. That man clearly dodged a bullet.
All right, look, there's a challenge out there that only men can do.
Really?
Yeah. You
Okay.
ready?
Yeah, sure. Easy peasy.
Let's go.
Okay, what's the challenge? You're just standing there doing nothing. Is it like this? This is a standing game or what?
What are you guys doing?
We're doing a challenge here that I don't understand what's going on. Say something then. He's just standing here and doing nothing. Should I spread my legs wider then? Like
Quiet,
this?
Mom. That's the challenge. You talk too much.
We don't understand these people we're marrying or the people we're dating.
In general, estrogen will produce a diffuse awareness in women. To men, we appear scattered. That is not true for men. Single focus has them pay attention to what am I going to produce next? Understanding that, then we can start to reach towards each other to communicate better. For women, as a physically smaller and weaker gender, which we're profoundly aware of, we feel safe when we feel connected, especially to the people we perceive as strong. We're like on auto redial to connect and connect and connect. It causes problems because they're single focused. Try connecting with a wall.
And that can be an interruption. Us being like, connect, and they're just like,
this is why we say we have opposing instincts. We interrupt them to get the feeling of connection back. Hi, honey. Text. We call. We open the home office door. Hi, honey. Hi. If they even lift their head. Our attempt to connect was rejected. Now I'm even less safe than I was before. He's mad at me?
No, he's mean.
Is he mad? He's mean, or is he mad at me? Or why didn't he look up? Was it because of what I said to him this morning? And we spin out. We spin out trying to figure out the why. But we don't come up with accurate answers because we answer our why questions with why a woman would have done that.
and that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes. It's not just even that we think it. We're sure of it. And we'll tell them, you did this because of that. No, I didn't. And they turn around and walk away. Why are you walking away? Because this isn't worth doing. You can't hear me. When they can't be heard, they just shut up. And there's so much about them we never see or know. We don't listen long enough, and we're sure we're right. I mean, there's a joke. If a man's alone in the woods and he speaks, is he still wrong? We're meant to be complementary. We're so made for each other.
Do you think you're moving like a woman who's a housewife?
Why not?
That's not, no, you don't answer a question with a question. I ask you a question. Do you think you're moving like a woman who's a housewife?
Yes. I take care. I have.
Is the house a cave?
No, listen.
If you're moving like a damn barbarian, there's no listen, ma'am. You're talking about you went around, you were a groupie for athletes. You manipulated dudes. You got a boyfriend now, and now you want to be a housewife, and all you bring to the table is your looks.
Because I'm natural and I am willing to work. I have been working if I needed to. And I don't have any kids, and I'm cute. And I'm willing and able to do what I need to do as a wife or mother. What more would he want? I don't, I'm not fat. I got a degree. It's not a master's, but it's something.
So you think a man goes out here and makes himself a top 1% man and that's like an athlete. And to win at that level, what do you get if you win? What do you get when you win a championship?
A ring.
Or what is it commonly known as? A trophy, right?
Yes.
Are you a trophy wife?
I can be.
I didn't ask, can you? Are you a trophy wife?
Definitely I am.
Uh-huh.
Even if women did cook and clean, which they already do for themselves anyway, why would that be a fair trade for the sacrifices that men are expected to make?
The cooking and the cleaning, a man has to do that for himself as well. So why would the expectation be that a woman would have to do that in exchange for anything? If I have to go to work and take care of myself and provide for myself, once I get a mate, I don't feel like that role ends. I personally don't like being dependent on anybody for my sole everything. Like, I think there should be a partnership. And if men want the respect, which is what I hear most men say, they want to be the king, I want to be the head, then you should take a bulk of the responsibilities if that is how you feel.
Because I think that's what men want. Men want somebody that's going to take care of them in the home, and I think women want somebody that's going to protect and provide for them traditionally.
If you expect a traditional role and you're out providing, making money, bringing home the bacon, why wouldn't you expect your woman to be at home taking care of the house? I would say that's a completely fair trade because that's an additional job taken off your shoulders.
I knew this was coming, y'all. I knew this was coming. The downfall of dating apps is officially here, and you can't outrun it. We're all going to have to find some social skills, and quick. So let's get into it. Bumble's laying off 30% of their workforce. I have been predicting for a while that the dating apps are going to have a major decline just based off the way that things have been going and the trends I've been seeing. I feel like 2015, around then, is when dating apps really started to become popular. Up until that point, they had existed, but they weren't cool. They were really more for older people or kind of like a last resort for some people. It was not mainstream at all. It really started having its era in 2015 and peaked during the pandemic. But since the pandemic, we have been seeing the dating apps on a major decline. And I think we're about to see them go back to what they were pre-2015. I think they're about to be pretty much non-existent. So yeah, meeting in the wild is back. We're seeing a big resurgence in in-person events, things like mixers and happy hours and networking events. There's a rise in paddle and pickleball clubs. I don't know what the difference between paddle and pickleball are. Could be the same thing. I don't know. Running clubs are having a big moment. Chess clubs, dance classes, things of that nature. I think we're also just going to see people interacting in public more, approaching people in coffee shops and at restaurant bars. So hiding behind screens is out. Meeting people in the wild is back in, and I love to see it. I think our society really needs it.
How do you go about strengthening your regulation skills? For me, it's not unique. I'm not unique, but my upbringing, especially with being my brother's little brother, I've always had the perspective of a boy and a girl. So like I play both sides very well, and not in the toxic way of like to my benefit. I play it even if it's against me. Like I'm playing devil's advocate to a fault. When something's happening, my ability to understand your side is unmatched. My ability to pivot is unmatched. And I feel like if you're able to adapt, as long as you don't lack these adaptation skills, then you can also sit in that space and reflect and Like, to care about yourself is to care about other people. The second that you allow yourself to truly not take anything personally, that's when the world opens up. Yes, I journal. Yes, I do breath work. Yes, yoga work. Like, everything helps. Grounding helps. Going to sit in grass, doing shrooms helps. You know what I mean? But like, your willingness to do better. Like, when you're in a relationship with anyone, you both have to be more committed to growth than anything else. Even more committed to each other, like, or than each other. To be committed to growth more than you are to each other. Also, this isn't the same as like being detached, because I feel like a lot of people overuse that. I'm not telling you to just go numb. I'm telling you to really think about the greater picture here. Your patience has to grow. Like, a lot of pieces of you and parts of you that probably just remain dormant, that shit has to expand in order for you to be okay with what this is. Something that my dad had said that's always stuck with me, because he's a grandmaster in billiards, pool, he plays pool. He said, I never expect to play better than the amount of time that I've been putting in. And that always humbles him and keeps him, you know, from getting upset at how he's playing or whatever the case, right? But that little gem I've used throughout life, because if you're not constantly putting in the work, then you can only be mad at yourself. Like, what do you do? I've recently come to understand that my regulation, though I champion it, has gotten me in trouble because my vulnerability wasn't as great as my regulation. And so now I'm trying to find, to equalize it. Things that help with that. Your ability to say no to things, not make excuses as to why you can't do something. It's just, hey, I'm not going to be doing that simply because I don't want to. That's enough. Understanding that you are enough helps with your regulation. Like, everything internally has to match with everything that you're putting out externally.
If you want to grow, you got to take accountability. And that's what I think that she's talking about. She's saying, okay, even when I have to use it against myself, I use it to grow. And this is what a lot of modern women miss. They're saying, well, I'm going to therapy, but you're really not going to therapy to understand somebody else. They're using it for growth, but they're using it as like a bargaining chip to say, I'm not the problem. I don't know if that makes sense. It's one thing to say I completed the course. It's a totally different thing to say I understand what it's saying and this is how to apply it. So, for instance, if I'm going through my MBA, if I'm going through my MBA, right, and they taking me through all twists and turns of finance is okay, because like finance is, it's finance, but it's not like accounting. You know what I mean? Accounting is like, you got to pay attention. And I'm not really one to be doing this and ledgers and all that stuff. Just leave me at a high level so I can think about the concepts of finance, of money. I don't want to do the balance in this and all that and what are the line items. I don't want to do that. That's not me. I don't want to do that, right? But you still kind of got to learn it in order to understand it. And to her point, she's saying, well, I grew up with brothers, so I kind of understand that point. And I'm a girl, so I understand my point. And I do some things, right? But I'm playing against myself so I understand it. And so when I say, okay, I've got an MBA, right? I was going to make a joke about Sadia Khan, but I'm not going to do that. I got my degree in the closet on the floor. You know, it probably should be hung up somewhere, you know, to display, but it is what it is. When you have a degree, right, it's great that you have it, but until you start applying it, and you're going to see when you get out there in the real world, that little degree that you had, you don't really care nothing about that, right? If you go out there, oh, I did this, I did that, it's great to get you in the door. But if they're paying you upwards of 100, 120, 130, and you're supposed to be this hot shot graduate You got your MBA and stuff like. And some people go back to school for it. You might get an executive MBA, or you might go to night school or an online. A lot of things are online now. And get your MBA. We're expecting you to give us the work for that. That's what men are expecting from modern women. I'm expecting the work from you. And a lot of times for these modern women, they don't give it. Well, I've got this degree. I've got emotional intelligence. I can communicate. I do this for my friends and all that other stuff. But a man is saying, "But you don't do that for me, though." I never see any of that. You do that for the man at the job site, at work, but you never do that for me. So you're not really applying it correctly, because it's nothing that really comes out of it as far as I'm concerned. So they like to say that they do a lot of stuff that they actually don't. It doesn't really mean anything until you start learning how to use it practically.
If you don't understand this, your man will feel unsupported and distant. Most women hear my point of view on this and they get immediately offended because they think that I'm saying they need to be the housemaid or take care of all the chores. But what I'm talking about is much deeper. It's the fourth most important need for a man, even if he doesn't say it out loud. Think about walking into the typical male household. It's functional, bare minimum, might not smell the best, but as soon as a woman moves in and adds her feminine touch, suddenly it smells great. There's more attention to detail, and it has this cozy, homey vibe. This is a gift that we have. It's not about scrubbing floors. It's about how we effortlessly create this beautiful atmosphere. Your man needs domestic support. And you know what? It's not realistic to expect you to do all that, plus housework, plus chores, plus work, plus provide. That's why you should have defined roles so there's clarity on who's responsible for what. Now, if you haven't established that, or you're overwhelmed and you need help on how to express that to your man, I put together over 40 word-for-word scripts that express your needs without causing a fight. Comment guide and I'll send you the link to access my ebook, The Words He's Been Waiting For.
First of all, ma'am, my house wasn't like that at all. And you can ask my wife. My house looked good. I had decor. Ask my mama, but even still, the point remains. I really like the point that she said right here. It's not like he's trying to use you for anything, but you can come in and just make that, just do that thing, whatever it is that you do. You can come in and, like they say, really make a house a home. I like the other part that you talked about when you said, there's no defined roles. Like I'm going to work, I'm providing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, so essentially what, I don't want to say modern feminism, but essentially what society has done is it's caused the women and everybody, really, honestly and truly, to go fast. Just running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Really, young love in a lot of situations is the most beautiful thing. It's the best thing. Because it's just two people that really have a passion for each other, right? It's pure, it's honest. I want to do everything that I can for you because I love you. I want to get married now because I want to make a commitment to you that if I have this feeling every day, I want to do this every day for the rest of my life. But the problem comes in when you get into a relationship and then there's expectations, right? And I got to commit to these expectations pretty much every day for the rest of my life, for the next 30, 40 years. When you're not married, a lot of times, you'll go across the city or across state, across country for some people. And I've seen it. And you'll be doing this and be doing that and have the best time of your life and all that stuff. But when you get home, the mask kind of comes off. It does not say that you weren't lying, but you expend a lot of energy when you're with that person and y'all are not married. So y'all might be talking on the phone all the time, and that's really all you do. Things getting neglected. But when y'all get in the house, those clothes that you hadn't washed, that you can kind of wash when you're on the phone, or you can kind of get to them, or you maybe don't get to them for the next 2 weeks. You just kind of maybe wear the same thing over and over again, like 2 to 3 times that week, depending on how quote unquote dirty it is. I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you what people do. And so a lot of those things don't get done. But when y'all start living together, you start noticing things that you might have not done in your house. Okay. So now somebody's got to do it. Who's going to do it? Okay, I might do it for this time, but I'm tired. Why are you not helping me? I thought you loved me. And that's where women get to feeling a certain way. And then the man is like, what do you mean? I'm working on, yeah, but I'm working too, and I shouldn't have to. That's where things get convoluted, and that love gets kind of like, gets tough because it's now like, I like doing this for you, but you should love me enough to not have me doing this by myself all the time. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a little bit of what makes a lot of these women in society quit, is because, quite frankly, and sometimes they do have a point, but then there's other times where the man is actually doing stuff, but he's not doing it to her standard, or she doesn't see exactly what he's doing, so she assumes that he's doing nothing. A lot of women think that. Then a woman says, okay, he should love me like this, or he should relate. Like one lady said, he should relate to me like this. And that's false. I don't feel the same. Nobody's listening to each other, continuing to get into fights. And it really ruined the love and the relationship that you had when your love was, quote unquote, young. So I really, like I said, like the point about defined roles. Here's what you do. Here's what I can do. Here's what I do. Here's what you do. That sort of thing. So it makes it clear to the both of you what you actually need to be doing, instead of we go to work and we just kind of like figure it out. Okay, what do we need to do? If there's something that's not getting done, then maybe we need to talk about it. We need to be clear in our communication. Number one. Number two, when you have kids, that communication has to go to a different level. Period. End of story. Y'all have some sort of communication because y'all trying to keep that kid alive. But when that kid is gone, that's your communication right there. Y'all just had something in common for the last 18 years. So when a kid is getting ready to go off to college, okay, what are we going to do now? That's what some couples have to go through, right? Because they never really, before they had children, talked about how to maintain the closeness and the freshness, the youthfulness, I'll say it like that, quote unquote, of their love, right? It wasn't really built or developed as much as maybe they would wanted it to have been, especially when you have a baby fairly quickly after you get married, or maybe you have a baby on the way before you get married, or whatever it is. But that's something that you have to work on, because you have a commitment, because you love that person, and you say, okay, we're going to keep on working on this. How do you do that? Well, we're going to make it. That's why a lot of couples say, well, I'm going to schedule on the calendar, and you think it sounds weird, but we're going to schedule intimacy, so we can really be thinking about it all day. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but you kind of get into it. You got to think about it, right? You got to think about it a little bit. But you kind of say, okay, this is what's happening. We're doing this. And you have a little fun with it, right? Okay, I want to try this next time. It's kind of like going to the movie, right? If you do it right. Oh, well, I'm going to see this movie and I'm excited. And it don't have to be perfect all the time. You could kind of giggling, laughing, and acting silly all the way through it. But you get what you need to get. And you're going back to work or taking care of the kids or whatever it is, right? Or scheduling date nights and really putting the stamp and saying, no, we're not going to put ourselves on the back burner, our love on the back burner for a child or for whatever's coming up for work. But it starts, like I said, with really being intentional and preferring and prioritizing one another and saying our love means more than just this, well, I go to work, you go to work, and we just do our own thing. Now we got to come together. We're a team now. We got to come together and say, okay, I'm good at this. Let me do this. I'm good at that. Let me do that. And it might not happen when you first get married. It might not happen for a while. God dog, it might not happen for a year, 2 years, 3 years. It might take you 5 years to really fully understand who that person is, how they operate, and what they're actually good at for yourself. They could tell you, but when you observe it in real time, day after day, you can say, oh, okay. But the challenge is, getting to that level without, taking each other out. Number one. Number two, the average duration of a marriage is like, I want to say 8 years. I think it was last time I looked at it. So your challenges are going to come probably in between that time. If you don't fix it, you're going to have a lot of trouble. So good on you for saying that and defining the roles and responsibilities. I think a lot of men can get on board with that.
Wives, this one might sting. Your independence may be pushing your husband away. Now, don't get me wrong. Being strong and capable is amazing. But marriage was never meant to be two people living separate, self-sufficient lives under the same roof. It's about interdependence, choosing to lean on each other, need each other, and build a life together. When we get stuck in the mindset of, I don't need anyone, we start to shut our spouse out. We stop asking for help. We stop letting them pour into us. And eventually, they stop feeling needed. And that's when distance creeps in. The strongest marriages are not about proving you can do it all on your own. They are about knowing you could, but choosing to still do it together. So maybe it's not about losing your independence. Maybe it's about redefining it, because real strength, it's letting someone in.